Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am joined this evening by Jamie, joined by Callum, joined by the usual duo. And we are live on YouTube and on X. So make sure to follow all of us on Twitter at LukeTanner257, at Callum Sanderson and the Sanderson Show. What's your Twitter handle, Jamie? Again, is it at Chats Jamie LFC?
12 inches. Sorry, I'm ordering my pizza. Sorry. Sorry. Chats Jamie something.
LFC, I think it is, yeah. And then LFC. Obviously everyone subscribe to Jamie Phillips Football Chat, subscribe to the Sanderson Show. Links are in the title as well as in the description. Boy, oh boy, we have got a special episode. We've got a special show for you tonight. We've got obviously UFC 309 this week. John the Duck Jones will fight Stipe OAP Miocic. But first of that, let's talk Media Day. I didn't think I'd have to cover it tonight. I thought I was going to do a separate stream tomorrow discussing it / the press conference. But my oh my, Johnny Duck gave us some good quality content tonight. Where shall we start? Shall we start with the gloves getting changed? Shall we start off with Tom Aspinall's video that he posted today? Because he respectfully cook Johnny Duck Jones, which is now his new nickname. Now it's not Johnny Bones. It's not the goat. It's not the one and only. It's the one and only roast duck because he's the ducker. Yeah. So big up Chapman. So Tom Aspinall, basically, if you've not watched the video on this YouTube channel, do so. He basically went, John Jones has basically been ducking Francis for 3 years, and he's now handpicking his opponents now because he's got a bit of a touchy ego, which is true. Nothing but facts. And John Jones was asked about, would he fight Tom Aspinall? He spent 4 minutes explaining why he's ducking him as well. What one was it? I feel like Tom,
since this has started, he's come out of about 6 different excuses about why he's not going to fight.
6 different excuses. This is excuse number 1.
Certain people have him as the GOAT. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck him. My boy. I feel like Tom's been such an asshole. I don't want to do business with them. Asshole. Okay. So this is John Jones, yeah? Whiter than white, yeah? John Jones, eye pokes. Daniel Cormier altercation. Hit and run conviction. Domestic violence arrest. Other legal troubles. That is outside the octagon. Yeah? How about failed drug tests, eh? UFC 182. UFC 200. UFC 214. UFC 232. Yeah, easy, boys. Easy. Yeah, but apparently Tom, I'd say Tom's been super respectful. Like even Jamie has been openly critical of, Tom Aspinall. He's not being critical enough. Callum, I think you froze, so I'm going to remove you because you've been. It looks very uncompromised in the way you've been frozen. Yeah, Callum's frozen. Yeah, Callum will be back once his computer stops freezing. But
Callum, it's came. Mango.
Yeah, because he's cooking. He said he just doesn't. Yeah, he said that he's an asshole. Could have been with a little bit more respect. Maybe we could have worked something out. Like, not gonna lie, like Jamie, like Tom Aspinall's been nothing but respectful to John Jones, but now he's been called the asshole. If he was showing a little bit more respect, what more could have Tom Aspinall done? Because for me, like all he's done is calling Jamie cooks some bums tonight, buddy. Hey, no, Jamie's in the frying pan because he's backing Johnny Duck. He's backing Johnny Duck. So obviously, what do you think of that comment? That particular comment saying that Tom's been an asshole. He could have done things with a little bit more respect. Now he doesn't want to do business.
No, that bit I don't agree with. I don't agree with that bit. He ain't been an arsehole towards him or anything like that. And at the end of the day, it shouldn't be up to John Jones who he picks to fight. It should be up to the booker and promoter who people fight at the end of the day.
Oh, Dana's getting it as well.
John Jones can have his say about all this, but the only thing I will say about all of it is, right, this bit as well, is that where Tom Aspinall was saying about picking his opponents, Tom's got to be careful that don't come to bite him. If Tom becomes such a fighter like John Jones, where I think John Jones is allowed to pick his opponents with the career he's had personally. And if Tom gets to that stage of his career, like he has a career like John Jones does, and he's allowed to pick his opponents, you just got to be careful because things could come back to bite you on the arse a little bit. But him being an arsehole, no, he ain't been an arsehole. He ain't been enough of an arsehole, if you ask me. It's been too nice. Yeah, that's just John being John. But again, as I keep saying, it's not up to John to pick the fights. It's up to the promoter. And the promoter, as we've heard today, has said the only person he's talking about fighting John Jones next is Pereira.
Yeah, Callum. So I'll go to you, right? Because obviously there was another quote from John saying, if the bosses don't want the Pereira fight to happen, then I'll just move on with my life. You can either lose me or get one more super fight, and that's Alex Pereira. Callum, I'll ask you, shall the UFC call his bluff and do what they did to Henry Cejudo, saying, all right, okay, see you later. All right, goodbye. Don't need you now. Or do you think that they're going to move heaven and earth, open up the checkbook, say, John, how many zeros do you want for that fight to happen? Or do you think they're going to call his bluff, go, all right, cool, see ya, bye, I will book Aspinall Pereira for the undisputed heavyweight title?
Depends how much more dirt John Jones has got on Dana White and what level it is. If it's David Coote level of dirt, then yeah, the fight happens. If it's not, then maybe not. At this point, Dana White just says how high when he's told to jump from John Jones, and the whole thing's a joke. It's just a joke. All of it's a joke. Like, even before Jones said that arsehole comment, he said in the same scrum, he said, I have nothing personal against Tom Aspinall, and now he's an arsehole. Like, it's like he doesn't remember what he says a couple of minutes ago. Literally, he's constantly contradicting himself. The guy's a narcissist. He's a sociopath. He's just not a good person. And a person like him who pretends to be a good person just pees me off even more. Like, if you're not a good person, just double down with it and be yourself, innit? Don't try and be a good person when you're not. And that's what annoys me ultimately with him, and just the constant lies. And look, here's another thing. He goes on and says, look, I don't need the heavyweight belt. I'll happily vacate it. So why didn't you do that previously then? You said the belt doesn't mean that much to you. So why have you not vacated it? Why didn't you vacate it then? You say the interim belt shouldn't have happened. If that's the case, you shouldn't have had an interim title belt over in St. Preux when Daniel Cormier got injured. And Daniel Cormier wasn't injured for a year, if I'm not mistaken, either. You never moaned about that, and you've never spoken about that since. The guy's just a pathological liar and just a crap human being at the best of times, and then he has the cheat to call someone else an arsehole. The guy makes me sick. He's a stain on the sport at this point. He went from being one of my favorite fighters and one of the best fighters in the UFC to now being a stain on the sport who's ruined the heavyweight division. And Dana White is well done to Dana Don King White.
I just go through some of these comments. Nadir says, hello guys, UFC Showtime. And obviously CJ said, doubt Dana calls his bluff. No, I doubt it. I doubt it too.
I don't have an issue, by the way. I don't have an issue with John Jones fighting Alex Pereira for a fight with Alex Pereira. I don't care who John Jones fights. Don't hold up a division for 2 years and then turn around and say, I'll vacate the belt. Don't say you're here to fight the best and then you don't fight the best.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and call out Derek Lewis.
Because another thing
he just chats crap, man. He just chats crap.
I'm not gambling my legacy for what's exciting. I want legends on my resume. Then Tom Aspinall said, John, if you're not gambling your legacy, sounds like you're scared of losing to me. And then he also made another comment, which I thought was, we're talking about the pathological liar stuff, right? He goes, he says about like, oh, Tom Aspinall's 35 pounds heavier. Tom Aspinall's last weigh-in was 251. John Jones was 248 against Cyril. So
that might be then, but walking around it, he probably is much bigger.
Can I ask a question, guys? Serious question here. Has John Jones ever fought anyone his height, apart from Alexander Gustafsson,
nope.
and fought anyone who he hasn't got physical advantages over?
Nope.
Is that his
I've
fault,
really refrained from doing this because I don't like to try and pick at someone's legacy.
That's his fault.
No, it's not his fault. But then why is he moaning about Aspinall being his height and heavier? He was heavier than the thing.
Let's face it, the reason he's moaning about Aspinall is because he knows Aspinall can beat him. He ain't a silly man. Like, he's asking to fight Derek Lewis. I mean, like, he's saying Derek Lewis is worth his time, but Aspinall's not. That makes zero sense in the world, right?
Derek Lewis
that
is
makes zero
Jamal
sense.
Hill.
He said Jamal Hill. You want to fight light heavyweights?
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to fight light heavyweights, fuck this belt off, and we'll forget that you ever fought at heavyweight. Because let's be honest, your run at heavyweight has been a joke.
There hasn't been a run.
Like no run. It was fight a guy that you fought Cyril.
Serious question. What does Derek Lewis, Alex Pereira, and Jamal all have in common?
Can't wrestle.
Is Jones now going to turn into a stand-up fighter?
I'm going to say right now, Pereira might be able to wrestle. We don't know that he can do anything. So I'm just saying, the Matrix who have plugged him in the night before, and it's a new
dimension, isn't it?
And Nadir says, enjoying the passion for the UFC. Tom deserves his shot against ducking doping. John Jones.
Yeah, I think, look, it's very obvious that John doesn't want to fight Aspinall because he knows Aspinall will beat him. Because I think he did say amongst the lines that Aspinall is this bigger, younger, probably with a chance to beat this old John Jones. Yeah. Yeah, and he also
basically something John Jones has been all of his career against people like Cormier, Rampage.
He knows John Jones. He knows he can be beaten. He knows he can be beaten by Aspinall, so he doesn't want to fight him. So he's saying everything to not fight him. But then, that's fine and all that. I don't mind that, right? But what I do mind is the promoter of the company, the number one heavyweight in the world is Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall has to fight the winner of this title fight, whoever the champion is. It isn't up to the champion. And if they don't want to defend the title, then Dana White strips them. So this is all. I know John Jones is getting all the shit at the moment, all the flack, because he's the one in the limelight. But really, everyone's focus and hatred really should be on Dana White. Dana White's the reason. Dana White's held up this heavyweight division, not John Jones. Right? That's Dana White. Dana White should have stripped him when he was more than a year out. Should have stripped him.
Yeah.
Done a vacant title fight between Cyril Gane and Pavlovich. Then Aspinall fights the winner, and then John Jones and Stipe have their legacy fight. Then the winner fights Aspinall for the title. And that way your heavyweight scene keeps going.
Or strip Jones off the belt and say, "Hey, John, when you're back, you get the first shot. When you're back, you get a title shot. No matter who's the champ, you get the title shot. You deserve it." I think everyone would have respected that. Joel Thomas says in the comments, he called him a gamble. Damn right, he's a gamble because he's a guy that could legit beat him. After all this Jones talk, I still think he retires after the Stipe fight.
I hope he does. I just hope he buggers off at this point.
Good.
I think he's struggling to make heavyweight. I think he's struggling to make heavyweight in a proper way. That's why I think he's
limping.
He's not in proper shape. He limps like Sakalo. You never know, do you?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He probably is a front.
When I watch John Jones and I look at his physique right now as well, you can tell he's not a natural heavyweight.
Yeah, he's not lean.
Like, he's not natural. So he's put on. Let's face it. He's put on fat to get the heavyweight. Ain't he ain't put on bulk. He's put on fat to get the heavyweight. And I think he knows.
But didn't he say he needed 2-3 years to bulk up properly to
and
heavyweight?
And that again, this is why I blame Dana White. He should have stripped him.
Sounds like a doping violation and sitting out from time. If you ask me,
Hey,
I don't know. I'm
3
just throwing
years.
information out there.
Dr. Francis.
Even
for 3
McGregor gave
years.
up his titles. Even McGregor gave up his titles. And it's
This is
McGregor.
Jones' last time, right?
Jermaine Durandamy, she rejected the fight with Chris Cyborg and was stripped like that.
Yeah.
This is Jones's last limelight because the fight's going to be boring as hell. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the fight's going to be that good. I think it's going to be boring.
I think it's going to be the fight. I think it's going to be the fight.
Beat Stipe in 2 because you know.
I think it's gonna be
Hey, remember when Izzy and Jones were going to fight? Raiders Stadium. Yeah, remember when that was happening? Yeah, Jones would have snapped your hand off if they offered him Izzy at 205. You guarantee fucking teeth. Jones would have taken Izzy at 205 and snapped him in half. But you notice how like all the fights, like, hey, it's John. John would do what he's won. Hey, Bisping was the one that popped his head out the parapet when this guy needs to be stripped if he's not considering fighting, you know, Tom Aspinall. And I have to say, I'm starting to lose respect for Pereira because I put a thing in our group chat, you know, following into Dana holding up the BMF belt. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're like, hey, I know Ankalaev's not the most entertaining fighter in the world, but he's on a hell of a win streak, and he deserves the next shot off the light heavyweight belt. But you're talking about entertaining a super fighter.
Oh no! Pereira's fighting. He's fighting him first. Yeah, you know, Pereira don't.
Pereira's fighting on Dana to keep getting away with it, and like, let's be honest. I know he didn't say it at the media day. I think he said it. I think is one of his last interviews. He said that I'm like the red panty knight, mate. You are not a draw. You are not a draw. You are not a bigger draw as you think you are. If you think that you're a red panty knight, please call the UFC's bluff. Say, pay me or else I go. Because trust me, people will forget you like that. And then they'll see you doing McGregor, seeing you getting pissed. We'll probably see you that you're in jail because you smacked up someone else that stood up to you. Because let's be honest, like, I know he's got a legendary resume, but it's not about what the resume is. It's about how you leave the sport. It's about how you leave the sport. And at the moment, he is leaving it in a coward's way out, just ducking, diving. He's doing the Floyd. He's doing the Floyd Mayweather. He wants to handpick his opponent to guarantee the wins to boost the legacy.
Shall I tell you why Floyd's different? You know what? Because Floyd fought Canelo. Floyd fought Pacquiao. Floyd actually fought these people.
He did make Canelo go to a weight that Canelo couldn't get down to.
No, to be fair, Canelo was fighting at 154. They fought 152. It was a catchweight fight.
Yeah, he struggled.
This is like a young Canelo.
He did struggle. He did struggle.
But Floyd still fought these people.
To say that, John's fought everyone.
He hasn't, though. He never fought Andy Rumble Johnson. He never fought Ngannou, and he's not going to fight Tom Aspinall. I
don't think the Rumble Johnson thing was his fault. I think Rumble was going through a lot of shit back then, and he was up and down weight divisions.
John popped a couple of times. He was suspended. He was suspended. That's why they didn't.
Yeah,
and then
and Rumble went middleweight, not heavyweight, lightweight, welterweight. He went everywhere, didn't he, as well? And then they just never fought.
Ngannou was Ngannou. That's the biggest duck so far. And the reason, I tell you what, the reason why Dana is allowing all of this is because of the Ngannou situation.
It's petty.
He has to have John Jones as the champion because in his mind, if John ain't the champion, he knows his heavyweight division isn't legit. But in his mind, in his world, because it's John Jones, because he had such a great career at light heavyweight, it's John. Of course he'd be the best.
Legendary light heavyweight. Like, no one's questioning his, legacy at light heavyweight. The best to do it at that division.
This version of Francis Ngannou kicks John's ass, and he knows it.
Yeah. Scraps with a comment here saying he wants to fight the striker in Pereira, who he has a pathway to victory against. He'll get a kick out of not giving Tom the fight. The guy's an effing weirdo.
I don't know about that. Pereira is the pound for pound best fighter in the company. That is an extremely dangerous fight. And I know everyone says about John Jones' wrestling, yeah. Pereira's takedown defense and clinch game is high level.
Who's he
It-
been
it really is.
against? Who though? Who's he proven against?
Well, it
Jay?
just
'Cause
is.
he
It just
got
is.
taken down by Israel
just-
Adesanya. Adesanya's not a wrestler at all.
Yeah, I just think everyone. I think everyone's got John Jones completely wrong. Personally, I think the Ngannou thing. You know, Ngannou didn't want John Jones as much as John Jones wanted Ngannou. Ngannou never wanted Jones enough. Never called him out enough. Never really said anything about John Jones.
He did.
Not that much. No, he said a few things.
He went out on the podcast and went, pay me 30 mil and then maybe I might consider it.
He never really called him out. So
Connor's never made 30 million in a fight, but John Jones wanted 30 mil. Connor never
went on the podcast and went, "Oh, I really want the Francis fight. You know, it gets me up, it gets me scared, it gets me working." But hey, I need to be compensating taking that fight because I ain't risking my legacy without getting paid, which is what it seems like for Tom Aspinall. Say, hey, I don't want to risk my legacy unless I'm getting paid. Yeah,
and I don't blame him either.
This guy
because I'm going to tell everyone right now, Aspinall will be like this. They'll all be like this. If you've gone through this career and fought everyone you can and cleaned out divisions and been the star of a company,
because he spent half of his career on the shelf because he's
beat everyone. He has beat everyone. Let's be fair, he's beat everyone.
And it's ironic that Gordon Ryan's going to be in this.
I hear what you're saying, Jay, but shall I tell you what the issue is? You see, after John Jones got the injury,
Aspinall never does it. Aspinall never picks fighters. So he does.
But the thing is, Aspinall's not going to be like that because he said he looks to fight anyone, anytime, any place. And like,
let's see if Aspinall goes through his whole career, like John Jones, goes into his late 30s.
I don't think he'll go to everyone out. Aspinall said he doesn't want to be fighting when he's 40.
Called the greatest of all time, and then some young guy who's just bigger, stronger, and quicker comes up and says, "I want you next." I think he ducks him because it's natural.
Oh yeah. If you think Francis Ngannou walks back to the UFC, you think Tom Aspinall's running away? You think Tom Aspinall's running away if Francis returns to the UFC?
If Francis came back tomorrow, he takes that fight.
Francis ain't going fighting because Francis run away.
I'm talking about Francis.
I know. You said like Francis never to the UFC. Are you saying Tom Aspinall running?
No, because Tom Aspinall hasn't had the career John Jones has had yet. If John, this is what I'm trying to tell people. John Jones has been fighting for 15 years in this company, and he's fought everyone. He's gone through wars, and apart from the Mark Hamill defeat, he's won everything, and he's been unstoppable. And he's fought the best of the best, yeah. And then you got this young up and comer killer who will beat him, and he doesn't want to fight him and give him his legacy. I don't blame John Jones for that.
Leave your
I really don't.
at the door.
I don't blame him either, Jay.
At the door, please.
I don't blame him, but shall I tell you what the issue is, Jay? The issue comes when he turns around and says that he'll fight anyone, he'll take on all heavyweights and do this, and then he keeps on changing the story. When he got injured before the Stipe fight, if he turned around and said, "You know what? I still want the Stipe fight, but I'm not going to hold up the heavyweight division. There's the belt. Go and fight for it. But when I come back, I want Stipe, and then I'll see whether I want to go for the heavyweight championship again." His legacy would be on a whole nother spectrum. We would all be sitting there saying, "You see that John Jones? He's done some effed up stuff in his life, but you know what? That was a big man move what he did." But what he's doing now, every single interview is a different story. I don't want to take a gamble. Tom Aspinall's an asshole. He's not a superstar. This, that. Just come out and say, "I can't beat the guy and I don't want to fight him." I'd respect you more if you actually held your balls up to the world and said, "Yeah, I'm not that guy anymore." But he's not. He's a liar. And we see through the lies because do you know what a liar does? A liar eventually ends up telling the truth in a roundabout way. And he's a liar.
Again, though, it's not up to him. It's not up to him. They're booked and promoted by the person who runs the company.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jamie, the same guy that they've just changed the gloves for.
Up to Dana White. Yeah, it's up to Dana White. Yeah. And this is why I think people their anger is towards the wrong person. Everyone's anger should be towards Dana White. Dana White's let John Jones get away with everything, yeah? Dana White has let John Jones get away with criminal activity, bringing the company into disrepute, deciding not to fight Chael Sonnen and cancelling a whole pay-per-view for it. Dana White's the one who's let this narrative run and let John Jones get away with it. So John Jones can get away with it because Dana White lets him. He he decided not to defend his heavyweight title for 2 years. Yeah, he should have, after 12 months, when he knew he weren't coming back, Dana should have stripped him. And as I said, did a vacant heavyweight title fight
he got
at
his
the
injury,
time,
he should have stripped it then.
and then moved on. Yeah, and moved on. And then John Jones comes back. It'd actually make more promotional sense to strip him, make the title fight between Volkov and Cyril Gane. The winner then fights Aspinall. And then you've got this massive promotion of John Jones, who never lost his title, coming back from injury to fight the young champion Lion in Tom Aspinall. It's better promotional.
And becomes a two-time heavyweight champion.
It makes promotional sense, and it makes more money. But the way Dana's gone about it, he's just protected John Jones. So this is my whole thing. I'm not protecting John Jones myself. My anger's more towards Dana White than it is John Jones.
Yeah. I just go through some of these comments here. Great discussion, by the way. They say, I agree with you guys, speaking facts, pure facts, and Dana White and John Jones. Pound for pound best fighter with the grappling flaws that Jones can take advantage on. Tom doesn't have those flaws. Beat all the old fat middleweights. Took Smith to a decision. A one-legged Thiago Santos to a split decision. A loss to Reyes. Yeah, which Dana White openly admitted to. Positive tests.
Yeah, he weren't bothered back then either, was he? Let's face it.
No. Ngannou didn't run from Jones. LOL. Beating your wife in front of your kids just ain't just for effed up stuff. F this piece of shit. Agreed. Oh, the biggest UFC stars can't leave either because the UFC has no real rival promotions like boxing. Yeah, I do agree with that, and that's why you're stuck with the dictator, Dana the dictator, dictating shit, which Jones has got away with. I'll just touch on like the
whole issue. Oh, look, before you move on, Luke, is like that's my whole issue. That's what I keep saying. Dana's whole problem. If Dana, because I've said it and I'll keep saying it, Dana is going to make Pereira the heavyweight champion before Aspinall. Yeah. He just is. He just is. He does, like John Jones said today, him and Dana and Hunter have only spoken about Pereira next. Aspinall's never come out in conversation. And I believe it. Dana doesn't want Aspinall as champion. He wants Pereira. When he says, I owe Alex in that press conference, that's what he means by it.
When did Dana do a press conference today or something?
No, that press conference a while ago when he said, I owe Alex Pereira everything because he's stepped in for him so much. And whatever he wants, he can basically get if he asks me.
Which is fair.
Alex Pereira didn't do the same. Like they've literally fought the same amount of times. Pretty much.
Yeah, Alex Pereira. Look, Alex Pereira will be. Alex Pereira winning the heavyweight title and defending it against Aspinall would be.
It'll be the Triple Crown, which I think Dana is literally money, like Dana is hard for someone becoming a triple champ, like 3-weight world champ, because it's been done outside promotions, but it's not been done in the UFC yet. I think that's what Dana wants to do, so he can just say, "Hey, yeah, forget the guys that became a triple champion. Look at Alex Pereira." But I just fuck that. Yeah, fuck the BMF, man. Scrap it.
Told you.
Tom needs to stop the whole nothing personal against you, John bullshit. Say how it is personal, stopping you from being the champion wrongly. He's trying to do that, but yet again, like he literally tried that. His video today, saying literally,
his video today though. His video today was really nice. Again, it was just really nice. It's do you actually don't like he made that video today that I watched of him? It was acting like he actually really likes John Jones. I'm like, this ain't the way. He's just. I don't think he's a killer in the ring. He's just not. He's just not a killer on the. He's not a killer on the microphone. It's just. Yeah. That's his problem.
Not just that though. He's probably
press conference. He has to be in the press.
He's probably seen so many times where fighters have gone up against the UFC and Dana, and how's it worked out for them.
Yeah. Oh, and all Pereira has to do. Pereira saying Sharma comes off more aggressive than everything Aspinall says.
Yeah. Sharma.
That's crazy to me. And that's crazy. I mean, it comes off more aggressive.
Absolutely crazy. I'll just touch on one more thing before we touch on actually previewing some of the fights on the card as well, because it's been going on for about half an hour. The gloves. Remember the gloves?
Yeah,
Fancy
this is
a state of the
this is
art.
a shit show.
You know, it's gold.
That's a shit show.
Looks shit. Looks like that. One of Jamie Callum's kids designed it on as a bit of an IT project. Looks a bit shit. Design shit. Colors shit. Hey, but don't worry. Hey, John Jones says he doesn't like the glove. So guess what? They've changed it. They've gone back to the old glove. So more iPhones.
For one pay-per-view only.
Pardon?
For one pay-per-view only. So apparently, the way it came out is that John Jones tried them on. He didn't like them. He said they were cutting his hands. They didn't feel good. He didn't feel like
he said his hands curled. He says he can't straighten his hands out.
Yeah, can't
Why
straighten
didn't
his
he
hands
straighten
out.
his
Yeah,
hands
which
out?
you should. You don't need to straighten your hands out, right? Even when you're
Unless it's
grappling,
part of
your hands
unless
should
it's
be
part
like
of your
that anyway.
fighting.
And then and he told Hunter and all that, and they went, right, we can't just change it for your fight because that'd be thingy. We'll do it for the whole pay-per-view, and then we'll go back to normal the following one. And then they come out earlier. I don't know if you saw this, guys, but they went for Legends, where we'll change the gloves.
Yeah.
Did you see that today?
Hey,
Legends come out with change the gloves.
I've just seen Submission Radio put about how things can change in 9 months. 9 months ago, saying that Tom fight is definitely not off the table with how I've been feeling. I just feel totally reinvigorated and just re-energized just about being around all these fans. So I just can't walk away. So the ball is rolling in the positive direction. That's 9 months ago about fighting Tom Aspinall.
Basically, he saw Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades and thought, bloody hell, he's just done that to a wrestler who's bigger and stronger than me. I don't want this.
Yeah, considering how he literally went out and went, hey, Curtis Blades is going to beat Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
Guess what? He went real quiet after that. Joel Thomas with the emojis. John should grow his nails, be more effective with the eye pokes. True, we'll just get his
nails as well. His fingers. Yeah, it does grow his nails.
Yeah, so they basically changed the gloves. It's crazy when I was reading like tweets saying, "Oh, Jones didn't change that." Mate, Jones got an event cancelled, got moved to a different state, so the athletic commission can get him fight. You don't think he put in a call saying, "Hey, these gloves are crap. I want the old gloves," and you think the UFC didn't say, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Whatever you want, Johnny Duck. Whatever you want. Quack, quack. Quack, quack, motherfucker." That's it. But anyway, anything else you want to add about his media day, or do you want to preview, the fight that, let's be honest, no one gives a shit about? We're more interested to see what happens after the fight.
What I will say, it's the most spoke about main event in UFC since a McGregor fight.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, you might be right, Joe.
All the wrong reasons, but even the media day is worth listening to. I don't listen to any media day because it's usually boring. So that is one thing I would say. It's the most anticipated main event in quite some time because it's story based. You got the story of John saying all this shit. You got the story of Stipe coming out of a cryo chamber. You got the story of Aspinall in the background. What is he going to do on the day? What's going to happen after the fight? Apparently the rumors are Pereira and Aspinall are both going to be in attendance. Are they going to bring Aspinall into the cage? Are they going to bring Pereira in the cage and leave Aspinall on the side?
Hey, Tom, if you want to be a real bad motherfucker, if they even consider bringing Pereira into the octagon, you jump him, knock him out, and then you take his spot. I don't give a fuck. That's what you got to do. Yeah, you got to.
I don't think they'll bring anyone in the cage after. They won't bring anyone in the cage after.
No, it could be Stipe's retirement, to be honest. But I'll just go through some of these. How bad do we think Jones and Stipe will both look? Both haven't fought in years. The Garn fight wasn't a fight, so we didn't get to see. Weidman's an eye poker too. Facts. What happens if Tom takes out Stipe before the fight? Event gets cancelled. That's what I'm saying now. If that happens, event gets cancelled because John Jones is not fighting Tom Aspinall on like a few hours' notice. I guarantee you, he's not. And before we preview it, Tom Aspinall has to be in the press conference. He's not spoke during media day. which I'm quite surprised with. Like, he's not spoken
He
at
won't.
all.
He won't.
Like
be on the press
media's not. Usually, they get some of the backup fighters on some events to usually speak during media day.
conference. They're gonna do that.
But I am stunned that he's not done any media today. He's done photos with the interim belt, just haven't done any media. He has to be in that press conference. He has to be.
Guys, they will cancel that event before they make Tom Aspinall fight one of these two guys if someone pulls out. They are not fighting Aspinall. Stipe's come out and said he only wants a John Jones fight. And John Jones
at the moment, he said, like, at the moment, I'm fully focused on Jones. So, like, he's not closed the door on it. I do think he retires, but we'll touch on that now. So, everyone that's still tuning in, make sure to hit the like button, share button, and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're on X, make sure to follow all of our social media platforms on X, at Luke Tanner 257, at the Sanderson Show, or at Callum Sanderson, and at Chats Jamie LFC for our Twitter handles. And then YouTube, Callum's channel, Sanderson Show, and Jamie Phillips Football Chats. Links are in the title. Got there eventually. But let's talk about the fight. You know, the main event no one wants to see. The main event that's about 6 to 8 years too late. This is a shite version of Floyd versus Manny Pacquiao. You know, two old dogs having a day. Someone's going to get put out. How do we think this is going? Obviously, Israel Adesanya said that he expects John Jones to take him out in 2 rounds. People are expecting that this is going to be light work. Jones is going to look good. He's going to look crisp. He's going to finish Stipe. Some people are expecting this to be a really difficult fight. Ironically, DC says that this is going to be quite a difficult fight, and said he wouldn't be surprised if Stipe walks out with the belt. So who wants to take it first? Who wants to take this first? Oh, I'll start off with you, Jamie. Is this going to be light work for John Jones, or we're going to see?
I think this goes to a 5-round decision. I don't think John Jones can knock out Stipe. I think Stipe can knock out John Jones. Stipe's got good wrestling as well. We've got to remember that. Stipe's got decent wrestling, yeah.
Are you sure about that? Because
he's got decent. He did wrestle. He can wrestle. He can wrestle enough.
And we know John Jones is a better wrestler than DC. Sorry, Cal. And I saw DC take down with ease in that trilogy.
He's decent enough. The only way John Jones wins this fight if he does take him down and he just completely grounds and pounds him. I don't see him going for a submission. I see him grounding and pounding. I think he wants to really put a hurting on Stipe to put a marker on it. So that is my thing. I think Stipe's going to come and box. I think John Jones is going to come out and wrestle. And it's all about if Stipe can stop the wrestling of John Jones. And if that's the case, we could get quite an exciting 5-round fight between 2 old men just going out there for one last time.
Scraps with a comment. I hope Stipe flatlines him. If he flatlines, I've got alcohol on deck ready to.
I'm not gonna lie.
Live.
I'm gonna have some appetizer on ice that night, and I'm gonna really go for it, lads.
I told Antonia that if it happens, get ready to walk the dog because I'm not walking them like in the morning, and I'll wake every single neighbor up in the street if I have to. Jones was struggling to take Reyes down. Who wants Jones to win? By the way, I think Jamie does.
I want Jones to win. Yeah, I want Jones.
Yeah. If it's not flatline, check a leg kick, and John Snap. Well, okay.
Oh no, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go that far.
Yeah. Not even. Yeah, I want him to go flat on his face because he's been KO'd. I wouldn't want that to be honest. But I don't know whether or not you've seen Callum. I think with this, I think John Jones. He's talking a good game, as any pathological liar would. He's talking a good game, but I think he's going to look quite slow and sluggish. I saw that he was limping walking into media day. Whether or not he's doing the Bukayo Saka, limping because the cameras are there to add even more narrative into this main event? Or do you think that? And to be honest, Stipe looks in good shape, considering that guy was literally doing 24-hour shifts firefighting 2 weeks out.
He looks better than John Jones physically.
Hey, and Stipe said, because he got asked in an interview with TNT, went, yeah. So when do you think you'll go back? Thursday or Sunday next week? He's got shit to do.
All right, so with how John is, he's a master of mental warfare. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if he's putting that limp on just to get people talking and just to make Stipe think, oh, is he carrying an injury? I had a prediction, but because Jamie just said what he said and he's been so spot on with his predictions recently, too, which is so annoying. No, I'm gonna stick with it. I reckon Jones in 2 rounds. I think the first round he fills him out for the first half of the round, takes him down, and then beats him up a bit, and then does the same in the second round and stops him. I'll be real. If this goes to a 5-round decision after what Jamie said, then I don't believe I'm going to say this on camera, but I want Jamie investigated at the same time as Alex Pereira.
I think
I've got a feeling Dana White's going to tell him to go to 5 rounds.
Can you imagine?
No way. This ain't WWE for fuck's sakes.
I think Dana White wants this match. Dana White is going to look stupid if John Jones goes in there and ends this in 30 seconds to 1 minute. Because Dana has said this fight is the closest thing in heavyweight history in MMA. That's the way he's making it out to be. So if John goes in there and just does it in 30 seconds, it's going to look terrible for Dana. And we waited 2 years for nothing. So Dana is going to tell these guys, to go 5 rounds. I'm telling you.
Jay, you
5 round fight.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jay, you missed it. If Jones goes out there and beats him in 30 seconds, what does Dana White say? I've told you all I was right. He's the GOAT. He's the best of all time. I told you stick him in there, anyone, and he wins. Don't you guys remember what Stipe did to Francis? You think Jones wouldn't do that to Francis after we just saw what he did in 30 seconds? We would never hear the end of it.
Hey, Cal.
I know he does like Stipe.
Said, no, if John smokes him, it's a good look for the Jones GOAT narrative from Dana's point of view. And then Theo said,
don't though. It makes it worse.
The power to even hurt John. I think he's got the power to hurt John.
Power never leaves. That's the last thing that leaves your body, man. Look at George Foreman when he won the heavyweight title.
About his chin still. 3.5 years out after he got folded like a deck chair against Francis.
I don't think John's a big puncher.
No, he shouldn't be folded. Like
if
Jones folds,
Francis knocked out Stipe landed a beautiful shot on Francis that stunned him.
If Jones knocked out Stipe with one punch, then I want him done for drugs. Because he's never been a one
John
punch.
Jones John Jones only had 2 finishes in 10 years.
No, 10 fights. It's what Ankalaev cooked them as well.
10 years. That's 10 years, pretty much.
So it'd have been Gustafsson and gone.
Yeah, must be 10 years.
It'd have been less than 10 years. I think it's about 7 years. When did he fight? Because he would have fought Cormier. Hold on, let me go and get his record up.
I can't remember now. because we're in 2024, ain't we? When did he fight Cormier? 2016?
I feel like it was after the Conor. If you're right and it's 2 in 10 and then he wants to fight for the BMF, I'm sorry, do me a favor. All right, let's have a look.
I'm trying to think when he fought Cormier last and knocked him out the head kick. Was that 2015?
No, Cormier was a no contest.
Doesn't count.
Yeah,
Cormier was a no contest, so it doesn't count.
So,
Gustafsson, he beat Gustafsson in 2018, ground and pound. So it's 5 years, I think. No, it'd be 6 years. Two finished in 6 years.
Yeah, but when was the last one before that? It's 2 in 10 years, you know.
Oh,
he's 2 finishes in 10 years.
He's right.
Yo, Jamie, I need those lottery numbers now, big man.
Jamie,
I'm telling you.
Before that, it was Chael Sonnen. in 2013.
Right.
Oh, Jamie's right. He's right.
He's had 2
Yeah, that's all
finishes in
Jamie
10
thought.
years.
Jamie talks, we
Oh,
listen, man. When Jamie talks, we listen.
Yeah.
Tier 1.
Told you, 5.
Tier 1.
Told you, everyone now get your money on a 5-round war.
yeah. I'm betting tonight.
Francesco
tonight.
for life.
I'm up.
Guys, prediction for Mike Tyson tomorrow, just briefly. I might go
Jake
all the
Paul by
way,
knock. Jake Paul by knockout.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
Question: who do you want more? What do you want more? A Mike Tyson win or a Stipe win?
Mike
Oh,
Tyson.
Stipe win.
Stipe
Mike
win.
Tyson's legacy's done.
Come on, Jamie. To be really
This season, no contest. Would the GOAT take Anthony Smith to a decision? No, Anthony Smith should have just taken the chicken's way out. He should have done the Aljamain Sterling and taken the belt off him.
See, one thing I will say about
by the way, guys, this is why I never put Georges St. Pierre in this GOAT thing, because he's the decision maker. Right, so we can't always say it's all right for Georges St. Pierre to be the decision maker.
I was gonna say, yeah, that consistency
and
there.
not
He still won.
have John Jones a decision maker. I just think this is what I've always said. John Jones hasn't got power. He works out how to beat an opponent through his skill set and just dominates you in a skill set. But he hasn't got that. He isn't a finisher. He hasn't got that power to be a finisher. It's a volume fighter. That's what he is. And, that's why I always have Anderson Silva as the greatest, man. I always have Anderson Silva as the greatest. He was a finisher.
Francesco for life. From Tyson's training, I think he might get him in round 1 or 2.
Yeah, he can trade all he wants, man. The man to 160.
I hope so.
Yeah. PDs eliminates you. Yeah, true. I'll get predictions for this before we touch on.
Before I cut you guys, who's doing the drug testing for UFC now?
The UFC.
No one. UFC.
Oh, yeah, Jones is winning in 2. Sorry, Jay. This is going to be the one you get wrong.
Yeah, probably.
Jones is on everything right now.
I'll push for a prediction. I'll start with you, Callum. Jones in 2.
Yeah, Jones in 2. Ground and pound.
Jones by decision, Jamie?
No, I'm going for a draw when they do it again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I fucking hope not. Jamie, I hope you're fucking wrong. I do not need to see this again.
Because no one has spoke about that.
Jamie,
could you imagine
if it's
happens, guys, if it happens, by the way, could you imagine if it's a draw and they do it again?
Nah, fuck that.
Because they don't have to book it again.
And
they might ask them to wait even longer.
Yeah. I'm going to go Stipe win. Fuck it. He's knocking that bum out. Cold. Catch him with something.
Do you really believe that what you want? Do you really?
No. I just think it'd be. I want it for the shithousery factor, right? And everyone's
I want to do it because fuck it. I think I want to crack open some beers. Yeah.
I think Jones wins by decision 3-2.
Dana's personally drug testing him. Probably. He's probably not even doing anything to Jones.
Yeah.
Apart from oiling him up. Balls. Jones win. Oh no, sorry, that's Nina's job to oil him up. Jones doesn't lose decisions, won't happen. Well, should have lost against Reyes. Just saying. Hope Stipe wins though. We all hope Stipe wins. Let's touch on the main. Let's touch on the co-main event now. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler, a rematch from. Well, when was that rematch? That was like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2021, May 2021.
2021. It was one of our first videos me and Callum did together. Was what was going to happen after it could be vacated the belt.
Yeah.
Obviously, Charles Oliveira knocked out Michael Chandler, to have that good run until he lost to Makhachev. Obviously, since then, Oliveira has he beaten Dariush? Yeah, knocked out Dariush, lost to Sarukian, which I thought he won. And then he's sort of been in a bit of limbo since. And then Michael Chandler, you know, he wins one, he loses one, wins one, he loses one. And he's just spent the last 2 years waiting for a Conor McGregor fight that he's never going to get. So how quickly do you think Charles finishes in then?
I think Chandler wins. I think Chandler knocks him out.
Hey, Chandler still says he still sees an element of quit in Charles Oliveira. You still running that narrative now?
I think Chandler wins. I think Chandler knocks
Is
him
this
out.
a pent-up frustration that it's not 42 years?
I think Chandler smokes him. There you go.
Hey, you know what? Theo says the same thing. Chandler smokes him. What do you think, Cal?
Wins, man.
This is a tough one to predict. It's weird. I'm not massively excited for this fight. I don't know why, and I love Oliveira.
Because let's be honest, right? What does a win do for either guy? I know
apparently it's the number one contenders fight.
Hey, no wonder Islam's considering jumping up to 170 after Sarukian. He's like, fuck me, you don't want to fight Charles again. I smoked him. And fuck me, you don't want to fight Chandler because I'll smoke him. So yeah, I'd rather jump up to 70.
I've got a feeling Charles is going to win. Oh, look, Chandler must be one of the most frustrating fighters to coach because you probably drill so many different techniques and tactics and stuff. He goes in there and he just fits to hell with it. I'm just going to throw hands. That's why he got beaten the first time between them two. If he just stuck to the game plan and wrestled Oliveira and broke him down,
Oliveira nearly finished Charles as well.
Nearly finished him. So I'm going Oliveira, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chandler wins if he actually fights to a game plan. If he goes in there and just wants to stand and bang, then he's going to get finished again.
Chandler is the KSI of MMA. I don't need to disrespect KSI like that.
I like Chandler, to be fair. I actually do like Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler's
a fair rep. I do like Chandler.
Yeah, it does, but it's a bit of a cuck waiting for McGregor for 2 years. I just have to say that.
I'm going to be real. I'd have done the same thing, man.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Set for life, ain't you?
Yeah, I'd have done the same thing. I'd have waited.
I think this might be a really exciting fight as well. Really back and
I
forth.
hope so. I hope so. Chandler also escaped Oliveira's back take underrated grappler. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Chandler is definitely one of the best wrestlers in the division.
Yeah, Chandler can wrestle. That's the thing. Yeah, it's gotta be a good fight.
Like would the Islam versus Chandler matchup be exciting for the fans? Should he beat Sarukian?
I think it might be like a Poirier. I think it might be like the Poirier fight where he just comes to fight.
Yeah, but the only difference is Chandler's best is better. So it could be. It could actually be a very fight.
It could be a very good fight. Yeah,
if that does happen.
And with his 2 year rest, he might be actually fresh. The 2 year rest might have done Chandler good, you know.
He looks shredded. Yeah, someone needs to.
Yeah, the rest might have done him a lot of good, you know, because he's been through wars.
I guarantee you this though: if Chandler ever fought for the belt and won it, you know whose first offense is going to be against it, boys.
What, Conor?
So I had to get Conor back, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he ain't coming back. He ain't never come back again, man. He ain't never come back. Chandler has one round to beat Islam, then he'll gas out. Probably. But he did. Chandler did say that he'd entertain a Colby Covington fight at 170. So potentially.
Just do Bo Nickel and Kobe and get it done with. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll just go through this and then we'll speak about a certain Bo Nickel. I'll go Charles Du Bronx. I think he'll get it done. Connor's basically doing like David Kiel. Hey David, yeah, bring me down the line, yeah. I need to get the good stuff, yeah. I told you stop calling Jürgen a bleeding cunt, yeah, because you're a cunt. Yeah, shut your mouth. Yeah.
He did that while he was working. He did that while he was working at Euros, you know. Did it while he was working at Euros.
He's got some shitty friends. But hey, right now we've got Yeah, I'm going Charles. You're going Charles, Cal.
Yeah.
You're going Chandler
And then
Sanderson, Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last fight we'll discuss
Money
on the
down on
card:
Chandler now.
Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig.
Paul Craig.
You know, Bo Nickel. It's got a lot of hype. He's Donald J. Trump's favorite fighter, guys. I like Bo. He's a good wrestler. Donald Trump's going to be there. Of course. He could potentially walk out with Bo Nickel. Potentially.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know if that's got his president now.
Guys.
I don't think he'll walk out with Bo only because Secret Service and security detail.
He's president now, isn't he? Yeah, he's president elect. They ain't gonna be able to.
But obviously, he said like a little bit way away from Hamzat because he called out Hamzat, and obviously Hamzat put in that killer performance against Robert Whittaker, and then Bo Nickel was like, "Yeah, I got a bit of way to go. I got a way to go."
I wouldn't be calling out Hamzat right now if I'm anybody.
I would
never
call that
because he's got a super tough test against Paul Craig because Paul Craig is it's a bit of a gatekeeper, sort of gone through a bit of a rough time. But when it comes to derailing some hype trains, then he is the guy you usually call. You know, undefeated streaks. He takes the O. You know, snapped Jamal Hill's arm, took his O, beat Ankalaev in literally the last second, tapped him out. Last second.
He took my O as well, but that's another story.
Yeah. So we do know that he has got elite jiu-jitsu when he's off his back, but yeah, I just don't know because
that's out there.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about Paul Craig at middleweight. I can't lie.
Bo Nickel every day of the week.
Yeah, I can't see a world where Bo Nickel makes those mistakes. I don't think Bo Nickel will wrestle in this. I think
Bo was shit in his last fight.
Hey,
Bo is the most Bo Nickel is the most depressive fighter I've ever seen in my life. Right, he makes my life worse when I watch him. Yeah, right, he's just bad, and it's going to be a terrible fight. Paul Craig's a bum, and Bo Nichols is apparently the second coming of Randy Couture. So yeah, exciting stuff. More attention to be on Donald Trump than this fight.
Yeah, true. And on that bombshell, predictions before we wrap up.
Donald Trump to win.
I'm going Bo Nickel decision.
I'm going Bo Nickel decision. He's going to tap Paul Craig out, and Paul Craig thinks he got him in the triangle. Bo Nickel's going to grab him in something.
That's why I say I don't think he'll wrestle him because Paul Craig will catch him in something.
Yeah, but we'll see.
If Paul Craig beats him, though, that would be crazy.
I'll be like,
I love it.
If Paul Craig wins and Stipe wins,
and just go LOL.
If Paul Craig and Stipe both win, Dana White is probably going to murder someone.
His two boys getting beat.
Yeah, sorry to Mrs. White.
But they ain't winning. I know.
This card is shit, by the way.
It is.
Boys, I'll be running. I'm looking at that card now, and I'm worried. I'm worried.
You know what it is? You know when you really fancy, you know when you really fancy a banana, and you go. You know when you really fancy a banana, and you go in the cupboard. You go, I ain't had a banana for ages. I really fancy one. You go in the cupboard, you get your banana out, but it's bruised as shit, and you have to throw it in the bin. That's his card, right? It's a bruised banana, right? I can't do fuck all with it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't put it in a sandwich. I can't put it in my oatmeal. No, this is dead. Yeah. Dead. Yeah, that's this. It's a bruised banana.
Do you reckon it's going to be one of those cards where we finish it and we're like, what a card, guys? Like,
it could be. Can you imagine if every fight's like, oh my word. The main event. Can you imagine that if the main event we stand out and go, I can't believe it. That's worth 2 years.
Oh, no.
Hey, Stipe, you fucking did it. You beat this bum and he can fuck off and retire.
Can you imagine if John Jones and Stipe is what is that heavyweight fight? Oh, Fedor Krokop at UFC in Pride. When it's just a war and you just stand up after and just went, I just look class. Yeah, that's what I want. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to be like two sloppy old guys. It's going to be like a sloppy job with no teeth. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck
That's
yeah,
what it's going to be.
And on that bombshell, don't be surprised if they announce at the end of the card that the main event for UFC.
Oh, damn. Bloody hell.
And expect the announcement for Shavkat versus Usman interim welterweight
That'd be a
title
fight.
will be
I
announced
want
tomorrow,
that.
this weekend
I
as well.
want that.
So,
I want
guys,
that.
do you want to shout out what's coming up on each one's channels? I'll start off with you, Jamie.
I am not got anything on my channel tomorrow because it's Penny's birthday, which is officially now. So, happy birthday!
Hey, big up, Penny. Come on.
So I obviously got birthday stuff tomorrow, but I've told her I've got to do Italy, Belgium at 7:30, so it's a bit more important. So I'm I'm doing that. Big up
by that time, isn't it?
Yeah, just probably go high on cake. Yeah, so
Yeah.
high on sugar, man. We're going ice cream shopping, everything. Just go,
Oh,
yeah. So I'll be doing that on my big up channel. I've got I think every day this week till Sunday I'm on big up from tomorrow onwards.
Callum, got anything going up on Coppish, Sanderson Show?
Coppish. I don't know if we're doing anything tomorrow on Coppish. I don't think we are. Sanderson Show going to do a Mike Tyson preview, a 5-minute card preview for this, and I should hopefully be dropping 2 promo videos for the fights on Saturday night for tomorrow, hopefully as well. So
yeah, coming up on this channel, I've decided I'm not doing the preview for Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Decided not to because it's not worth it. To be fair,
so no,
might not even happening yet. Might not even happen yet.
So it's not even worth it. I may do, depending on how spicy the press conference is.
I'll be there.
It depends how spicy the press conference is. I may do like a reaction video to it. I doubt it will be. Because
are you talking about the Jake Paul or UFC?
No, the UFC one. Considering that Stipe can't string a sentence together, I don't think there's going to be many highlights out of it unless Tom Aspinall rocks up in the presser. But I doubt it. So, if not, I'll probably have some form of video out. I don't think there's any like high-level boxing news that's come out recently, so I'll just keep. I may upload something this week before the watch longs, but if there's nothing on the channel, the next time you'll see me will be on the Sanderson Show for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
That's right. I'm gonna turn back the clock and show everybody I'm still.
I don't think Jake Paul's mentally well, by the way.
He won't be after the fight.
He's hairline and he's on roids.
Yeah, have you seen his video today?
But have you seen his Jeez! And on that bombshell. And on that
he won't be well after the fight. He won't be well after the fight.
Hey, Mike, you got anything that want to add before we wrap up?
He's in the world of trouble. He doesn't believe it, but he's going to believe it on Saturday night. I'm going to smash him.
Mike, I've got a question for Mike. Mike, why can't you fight actual boxers?
Because nobody wants it with me. I'm too ferocious, Jamie. My defense is impregnable. My style is impetuous. I want to eat it hard, Jamie. I want to eat it hard.
Why are you an overrated pigeon lover? Scumbag. Piece of shit.
Pigeons are some of the best things that was ever created.
What is it live right now?
They're just lovely creatures. They're just lovely creatures. You hold a pigeon and you just feel that love.
We just had a better press conference than the actual press conference. There you go.
I'm just going to corner him. I'm going to corner him, and he won't even know what's happening until he's looking up at the star.
Cal's got it too. Cal's acting like this around his family now. Yes, to stay a character.
I love Mike. He's my guy, man. Mike's on my bucket list of people to interview, just not in person.
I reckon Mike's a softie, really.
I don't really want to test the theory.
Mike's like a scouser. He doesn't sound like a fucking scouser to me, mate.
I don't even know if you could do a Scouse Mike Tyson accent.
He doesn't sound fucking Scouse to me, mate.
What I will end with Dave Meltzer's a prick. Let's end on that. Yeah,
There's a
Oh,
prick.
what did he do?
he's an horrible piece of shit.
And on that bombshell, guys, we will see you all very, very soon. Big up everyone being live for over an hour. Subscribe to the guys' channel. Links are in the title. Make sure to drop a like on this video as well. And we will see you all very, very soon.